Hi again, everybody. Chapter 13 summary. I plunged to my death. So, quite a lot is happening, and we're over halfway down the book, so they better be getting something done. So now, we found out they are going to be 2 days on the train heading west. So, last chapter, they were 9 days away, so they're slowly getting to Los Angeles. And if we remember, they have to return it back to New York. So not only do you have to get to Los Angeles, you have to come all the way back to New York. Also, Percy finds out he is big news. So he's missing, and it's like, where has this Percy Jackson gone? And it's quite the mystery. Okay, so they got $200 as a reward for Gladiola, previous chapter, and that money is only taking them as far as Denver. Now, Denver's in Colorado, and if again we use the map that I provided for you, that we can see where Denver is and how far yet they have to go to Los Angeles. So, it's the second day on their train, the date, June 13th, 8 days before the summer solstice. So they're giving us dates of when things are occurring, and now we have a little bit more of a solid timeline, and 8 days. So it's going to happen pretty quick. So they come into the city of St. Louis, which is in Missouri, and they're going to have a 3-hour layover before they head on to Denver. Now, what Annabeth wants to see is, in St. Louis, there's this huge arch called the Gateway Arch, and it just looks like they describe it as like a shopping bag handle, and it's quite tall, and it's located near the Mississippi River. So what I would like you to do for this chapter is at least look for some pictures of this St. Louis Arch or the Gateway Arch and find out how tall it is, what it's built of, just certain things, so that as the chapter goes, you start getting a sense of what exactly is happening. So they're talking a bit here and there, and Percy was going to say Hades' name, and they stopped him, but he's just wondering, like, Hades has the Helm of Darkness, yet Annabeth has this invisibility hat. Like, what's going on? So he's curious. They're not really talking about it, but they go up the Gateway Arch to the observation deck. And with them is this like lady and a little chihuahua. And nothing seems too bad about them, but Grover had a sense that there's monsters around. He was a little nervous, and it turns out that the lady and the dog are in fact monsters. And unfortunately for Percy, he had to stay with the lady and the chihuahua as Annabeth and Grover head down to the main floor. And the lady turns out to be Echidna, the mother of monsters, and the dog turns into a chimera. So if you don't know what a chimera looks like, search for chimera on Google. It's quite the creature. That's all I'll say. So Percy has to fight. And in the fight, he loses Riptide. And I want to use the Greek name, Anaklusmos. I had to mark it so I wouldn't mispronounce this. Anaklusmos. So he loses it. He doesn't have it. He can't fight. And he seems to be like losing the fight. And he's near the edge of the observation deck, and Echidna dares him. Look, you're the son of Poseidon. Why don't you jump into the Mississippi River? He'll save you. And Percy's thinking, like, what? No, like, this is fresh water. This is Mississippi River in the middle of the United States. His dad won't help him. But he seems to have no other choice. And he's hoping that if he leaves, that Echidna and the Chimera will leave the family that's up there with them alone. So just about as he's about to jump, he says, "Father, help me," and prays and jumps. End of chapter. And fittingly, the title of the chapter, I Plunge to My Death. Let's hope Percy doesn't plunge to his death. Okay? And that's chapter 13. All right. Take care, everyone.